Hi, everybody. This is Tamara from Moogly, and I am, as always, fingers crossed, live with you today here on this beautiful final day of July 2024. First of all, I can't believe how long somehow July has been. It has been an incredibly packed full month, and yet I can't believe it's over already at the same time. The fact that August starts tomorrow is absolutely crazy to me. So I'm going to go ahead, since we are live here, take that quick moment and refresh my little pages in front of me. So hopefully I can see the live and answer your questions here as we go. So that should do it. Oh, probably helps if I turn off the volume so I don't hear myself. There we go. And as always, YouTube just doesn't want to show up for me. So we'll try and catch up with the YouTubes here in a minute as we can. So let's talk about it. What's been happening. Like I say, July has been incredibly busy here at the Moogly headquarters. We had visitors for the first half of the month, and then I had my anniversary trip, which many of you offered happy anniversary wishes to us. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff. Now I've got my YouTube comments as well. Um, so yeah, it's just been incredibly busy and full. And here we are, we're at the end already, and school's starting next month, and just all the usual craziness. So I'm sure your days have been just as packed as mine. Hopefully, we've all had a time to sit and relax and stitch a little bit. I know yesterday here we were working on the tutorial for the long cat door draft stopper. It always cracks me up, the funny little demo pieces that I end up with at the end. Somehow I ended up with this tiny little faceless hand puppet, essentially. But with this little hand puppet, I was able to show you all the steps for the long cat door draft stopper. So if anybody wants to make a shorter version and just stuff it, that's absolutely an option as well. So there we go. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Knack in the Woods and Nickelback. Nickelback, hi. Hi from Iowa, too. Right back at you. And hi, Tammy, and everybody else who's tuning in live. Thank you again. Okay, so that's what I've been doing here this week while I try and desperately catch up from all the other fun stuff this month. But that means since we had to go a week late because of my anniversary trip, I now have two Crochet Along squares to show you this live. Number one here, actually number 14, is by the Stitchin' Mommy. And there's the front. You can see some of those beautiful, they've got some bobbles happening here. Lots of really fun stitches interweaving themselves here. This was my second one in the evergreen colorway for my third color. I'm using the white and the gray throughout the year, but changing that third color every 3 squares. So there's the back. Still great looking. You can see this is definitely the front because that's where the fun baubles are. But even the back of this square is really, really good looking. So just a really great all around square. Again, you could absolutely make, a whole blanket of these if you wanted to. Beautiful addition to the Moogly Crochet Along 2024. Thank you again so much to the Stitchin' Mommy. And then I get to show you a second one today, number 15. This one, or excuse me, oh my gosh, I got that wrong. I am so sorry. I got those mixed up. My apologies to Golden Lucy Crafts. This one is by Golden Lucy Crafts. This is what happens when I have two of them to handle. This is why I had them labeled. My mistake. I apologize. This one is number 14 by Golden Lucy Crafts. Olena did a beautiful job. I believe this was the first, I think it was the first year she designed for the Crochet Along, maybe the second year. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. Love her designs. Found her on Instagram, and she does just some really gorgeous stuff. So really fun. My apologies. The Stitchin' Mommy did number 15. I had them switched around. Here we are. This is number 15. I believe, and I don't usually remember the names of these just because if you know me in person, you know names are not my strong suit, remembering things like names. But this is, I believe, something like the Effortless Square, I believe is the name of it. And it really is. It is just a really fun square. You memorize really quickly sort of the pattern to it. It's a great Netflix square. It's a great movie night square. Great Olympics watching square right now for sure. If you're like me, been watching all the Olympic stuff, this is a good one for that. Always got to watch your tension, of course, when you're crocheting during the Olympics or anything exciting. But here is the back. So you can see a little different on the back, but again, still a nice, really solid square. So yes, thank you to the Stitchin' Mommy for square number 15. And thank you to Golden Lucy Crafts for square number 14. Again, my apologies for mixing those two up. Like I say, it's been a busy month. My brain is a little fried right now, but taking a little break last week for our vacation for our little anniversary was really nice, and good chance to let the brain flow and sort of come up with some new ideas. So Thank you. Hi, guys. Hi, Susan. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Okay. Facebook wanted to go away for a minute there. There we go. All right. So, what else is happening? I got to go back to my list here. I should mention, of course, that this year I'm making all of my Crochet Along squares in Red Heart with Love. So, again, those are, I believe, they'd be 14 and 15. So, yes, these are my last two in the evergreen colorway. So, new colorway coming up for number 16. That one's actually on the blocking board right now. I just got it finished this week since I got back. What else? We've got, of course, that long cat door draft stopper that I showed you the little puppet of, our little demo piece from yesterday. Big guy here, over 36 inches long because he fits a 36-inch long door draft stopper. So this is kind of the standard size. What I did was I went online, I looked at door draft stoppers, I picked out the most average one I could find. They all seem to be pretty much the same size these days. And of course, if the difference is the length, super easy to adjust. We've got, I think, and this is off the top of my head, but it's something like rows 15 through 58 are all the same to make this long body. So if you need to adjust the length of this guy, it should be pretty darn easy. Just eliminate an even number of rows because the odd even number of rows for this pattern does matter. So if you decide to change the length, either adding it to make it longer, if you want to make a really long cat, maybe wear it as a really long scarf or something, or if you wanted to make it shorter as like a little stuffed animal or maybe a cuddle toy. A lot of people have told me that draft door stoppers are really good for sensory wear. My daughter was telling me there was a kid in her class when she was in high school that really liked to wear them around his neck, and he had his dressed up as a little snake, so I thought that would be a really fun idea for occasions like that too. But you just take your bog standard door draft stopper, they should all be about 36 inches long, and you just stuff it right in here, just like you would put, a pillow in a pillowcase. Takes a few more shakes, of course, because he's a pretty long guy, but there's enough room in here to shake down, like I say, any of your standard door draft stoppers. And this one is really fun. I spent some extra time with this pattern. You heard me talk about how, it's all the same row here or whatever, and that the number of rounds are important, that it's important to work, if you're going to eliminate or add rows, to do two because the right side, wrong side matches. This is worked in the round without seaming. That's why the right side, round side matches so much, because we're able to do things like bobbles for the ears and create these little legs that face different directions for the top and the bottom, all without having to make those separately and sew them on. So it was a really thoughtful thing. We work in turned rounds or joined rows. It's a technique I've used before. So there is a video tutorial coming out Friday. So if you haven't done that before, I will have a video tutorial that demonstrates that. But I really loved the way this turned out because, like I said, we didn't have to sew these things on. And because we were able to turn, we got this really beautiful straight color change for our belly. You can see in back, we've got our joined seam. You can barely spot it. So I'm just really proud of the way this one turned out. And I love the little end too. It all gets stuffed inside, and then we close it with a little button right there. In fact, I can open it up here and show you live the inside here. Of course, I do that on the video too. But there we go. You can see it's just a regular old door draft stopper in there. Now this one in particular did come with these strings on the end, I think, to hang it over a doorknob if you wanted to. Of course, that doesn't really work with this pattern. So for the first end that I stuffed inside, that went in first, became the head, I did tie that just really, I didn't cut it off or do anything fancy. I just tied it in a little knot, basically, like that. And that created a really nice round shape. Then it went down into the head. So that was easy enough. The bottom one, didn't bother. Just stuff it right in there. And then you can see here we sew a button to the inside. And then if you want to, this is definitely optional, I took a little bit of Bernat Maker. You could use whatever black worsted or Aran weight yarn you've got laying around. And I add a little asterisk, we'll say, opposite the button, a little fun detail. But we've got our feet. We've got a little short tail right here. And when you make it, after you make the tail, there's a little hole right there. And that is right what our button goes through, just like so. There we go. So it's all closed up. And the reason I did that rather than seaming the draft stopper inside is because this goes on the floor, or it gets cuddled by your kids or dragged around by your dog. You're going to want to wash it. So by having it removable, you can take that draft door stopper out, throw the cover in the wash, and throw it back on. It's made with one of my favorite yarns, as you all know, Bernat Blanket. So that means it's machine washable and dryable. Love that. Now for the care of the stuffing, the door draft stopper, it's such a long name. The door draft stopper, the care for that is going to depend on the door draft stopper you get. But this cover is completely removable, washable, dryable. Only thing you need to add besides the yarn is you'll need a button to close it. And then I did use 2 safety eyes and a safety nose to create the cute little face. So that is this guy. If you want to see some more animals or other versions of this, definitely let me know. This was a lot of fun to make. Just really, really fun coming up with different ways to make it all work without having to sew on all those separate pieces. So I'm really proud of this guy. I know he looks really simple, but he's got some clever moves, and I hope you'll check him out. So that was, I should also mention, part of the Christmas in July, one more day of it, Christmas in July make along happening on Underground Crafter. So if you want more great Christmas in July patterns, make your own Christmas in August, definitely check that out. 31, I guess it would be, brand new patterns up on her site to celebrate. So lots of really fun, seasonally appropriate, if you will, small things that you can make in the hot weather for Christmas. So definitely do check those out if you get a chance. All righty. Ooh, phone keeps falling down. There we go. Hi, Susan. Hi, Janet. Thank you so much for tuning in. All righty. So what else? Let's see. We've got also the casual crochet bucket hat, which was my other new pattern for the month. Where did I put it? There it is. Right here. This one is made with Bernat Maker. And of course, it is a wonderful yarn you can use. It is the new version of Bernat Maker Home Deck. So if you were familiar with Bernat Maker Home Deck and you're saying, what the heck is this Bernat Maker? Same thing, new name. They just wanted to point out, I think, that it's not just for home decor. You can do all kinds of things with it. So I made this bucket hat. It matches a whole bag set that I made. They all have video tutorials up now. And if you go on your inspirations, there's some really fun patterns too. In fact, I shared one today, or I will be sharing one today, that is a Yeti-shaped water bottle cover. I'm sharing it all across my social media, so look for it there. Or go to Yarn Inspirations. And it's also made with Bernat Maker. And I think the colors they use would actually make it a really cute match for this set as well. So definitely check that out. Let's see what else. We've got the Designs by Key Designer Showcase went up. Thank you so much. Wonderful designer, gorgeous stuff. If you want to make crochet wearables, if you do make crochet wearables, if you just want to be inspired, definitely check out her stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous designs. Make it a match. We had a whole post about matching crochet sets. So if you want a top to match your hat, or a top to match your pants, or a bag to match your sweater, we've got a whole collection for you right there. And then, of course, we've got our giveaways. The Bernat Latchet Kit giveaway here. I'm still waiting for my boxes. They're still coming in the mail, so I just have a prototype box. So don't judge this one too closely. But this is an example of one of the gorgeous designs. You can see them all in the giveaway. They include everything you need here to make it. And I think really sets these latch hook kits apart from the other latch hook kits over the years that I've used and experienced and checked out, is they include the binding tape and the tool. A lot of times you'll get a kit and it'll have this grid mesh that you work the yarn into, and of course the yarn itself and the plan. Of course, you got to have your instructions so you can see how to lay it all out right there. But you'll have to buy the tool and the binding separately. And this kit really does include absolutely all of it. A great wooden-handled latch hook and your 100% cotton binding. And then when you're finished with your project, you can turn it into a wall hanging like you see here, or a pillow. They've got instructions so you can really customize your look. And the fun thing is there's a couple blanket patterns that sort of match, are inspired by decor-wise, a couple of these patterns as well. So you can really sort of make it a matching set and create a whole look for your home decor. And of course, latch hook is very beginner friendly. If you haven't tried it before, I've got a video tutorial up on the giveaway. It was for a different kit, but that's the great thing about latch hook. Kind of like crochet, once you understand how to do it, you can make whatever you want. You can follow whatever pattern. And honestly, it's a little bit easier than crochet because it's really just the one move. So definitely check that out if you haven't done it before. If you did latch hook as a kid like me, it is definitely back. And I think these designs are a lot better. We've still got a little bit of a sunset happening there, but I think these designs are really just a lot of fun. They're really modern. They're not, a lion or a puppy. There's something something you might want to actually hang up in your home in 2024 or 2025. So definitely check that giveaway going on Moogly right now. Other giveaways we have happening. Once again, these are so invaluable. I'm going to keep doing this until each one of you has a set, basically. These are the Bab Crochet Hat Templates. And I know it says Izzy Crochet Hat Chart. Don't worry about that too much. What you want to look at this chart for is what size your head is, and then go over here. If you don't know what size your head is, here's some good guidelines by year. Sorry, doing this backwards in camera. And then this one tells you what tool number you use. So you just go through till you find the tool with that number. We'll say, it's kind of hard to see. There we go. Do you see that? It's punched in, number 9. I like that it's punched in and not printed on because it won't wear off. You don't have to worry about it wearing off or anything. Not that anything on here is ever worn off. These things are tough. These are, you hear that? It's like a really tough plastic. So the set will last you a lifetime. You really only need one set of these. I'm sure she'd appreciate it if you bought multiple, but you really only need one set for a lifetime. And then what you do is when you're making a top-down hat, of course, when we make a top-down hat, we start in the middle, and then we work our way out, usually to a flat circle. And when the flat circle matches this curve, then we start working even to work down the body of the hat. And then here you have the length. So of course that can alter a little bit. Some people like their hats a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. And I actually used these when I designed the casual crochet bucket hat as well. So they work for stocking caps and, as I have now discovered, for bucket hats. The trick for bucket hats, of course, is that where you want a stocking cap to be a little bit of a closer fit, a bucket hat you want to be just a little bit bigger. So you can either go just a little bit bigger than that curve and then go to the same length, including the brim, or you can just go up to the next size, and that would work as well. So these are just so handy. Like I say, anytime these days when I go to design a hat or anything like that, I am automatically going to grab my hat templates because I know I can make all the sizes I want to make. I've got them right there. I don't have to break out the tape measure, every round and say, oh gosh, have I gotten that, 6.5 inches? Well, now it's 6 3/4. These just make it so much easier. So highly recommend those. Enter the giveaway. Go ahead and buy your own set. It's definitely a buy it for life crochet product. And I think you will use it as long as you continue to crochet hats. So that is my spiel on those. What else? We've got the colorful crochet cables and crochet stars giveaway. I always like to have a book giveaway going when I can. And this one is for 2. We've got Crochet Stars by Noreen Crone Findley. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And we have Colorful Crochet Cables by Noelle R.B. Stiles. Both of these books are really gorgeous. I've given you inside peeks before. This one really, this is like a academic tome almost. This really dives into color theory and how to put colors together. And then we've got these gorgeous cable projects with charts and instructions, as you can see. Really lovely. This one is just fun. This one is 25 customizable projects for stars. So there's a few stars projects right at the beginning, and then we jump right into some fun ideas that you can make with those stars. So just a really fun book. This one is, like I say, just really cute and fun. This one isn't that thick, but you are going to learn something with this book. So a wonderful pair, especially for summer heading into fall. Definitely you'll want to order that or enter that giveaway as well. So got a couple sneak peeks, but I'm going to jump ahead and come back to those. Because first I want to mention that August 7th, I'm finally going to be doing another Lunch and Learn on Yarnspirations. It feels like, so they've got me doing a Yarnspirations Lunch and Learn on the Yarnspirations Facebook page at, it'll be 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern on August 7th. And we'll be making the feet for the chicken squish together. So that will be a lot of fun. Lunch and Learns are usually only 20 to 30 minutes, so it's just a quick little short project we can do together sort of over that lunch hour, depending on where you live, and just take a quick little break together with crochet during the day. So if you've got any questions, you can definitely bring those to that as well, and I'll try to answer those as best I can. So let's see. Then let's get back to those sneak peeks. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about was a sneak peek to me as well. It was actually a surprise to me this morning. After I published today's post with all the links that you'll find that I'm talking about today, all the links for everything I've talked about today are up on Moogly right now in one big post. You can find all of them really easily, including the link to what I'm wearing. But somebody commented this morning, as soon as the post went up, that they had seen a Moogly curated toy box on Yarn Inspirations. I hadn't even seen it yet. I actually have a meeting with Yarn Inspirations this afternoon where I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be talking about. But it was brand new to me. Like I said, I hadn't even seen it yet. Now, of course, I know what it's about. There are 3 shades of Bernat blanket, and they are going to make some very specific patterns. But again, I haven't had my meeting, and I don't know if I can show them to you. I was kind of surprised it went up today as well. I'm excited about it. I'm not even sure if I'm officially supposed to be mentioning it, but it is definitely up there. It is available for purchase, and it is a great deal. The price is greatly reduced on those set of yarns. So I will have more information for that coming. Unfortunately, I can't say anything else right now because I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say or what any of the dates are or anything, but there will be more information coming. There will definitely be patterns to go with that yarn. So if you want to check that out, it's up on Yarn Inspirations right now, and I've definitely got it linked in today's post. I have nothing to show because I don't know what I can show. I will definitely be talking about it next time we go live for sure. Once I get some more information and have some actual real details to share with you guys. So one thing I can show you, my other sneak peek, is these brand new yarn zips from Yarn Inspirations. And these are so exciting. These are by Coates and Clark, which is kind of like the sewing division of Yarn Inspirations. You know, how they've got Red Heart and Bernat and Peyton's and all that for yarn, Lily, Sugar and Cream. I could keep going. But for their sewing stuff, it's usually under the name Coates and Clark, which if you're a sewist, you are very familiar with, I'm sure. But these are the new yarn zips. Oops, let's get that in focus. There we go. So there are 4 different ones right now. There's 2 black and 2 white in 2 different lengths. So here are the black ones in a 9-inch and 22-inch. And then there are white ones in the same lengths. There we are. 9-inch and 22-inch again. But what makes these unique, right? Because zippers, yarn, we've all seen those before. These are specifically made to work with yarn. So we're going to have to go ahead and bust one open. I always try and keep them nice just in case I need to take some photos, but we're going to bust this one open right here live with you today. So let's go ahead and look at the instructions. It says instructions are enclosed, but essentially we use the established holes in the zipper channel to attach the zipper to your project. Secure with crochet or knit loops using a matching yarn. Okay, let's take a look at it. Open it together. Here's the inside of the box. Pulling these out. Okay, got a zipper. We've got some instructions. Looks like they're stapled together. Okay. Ooh. There we are. So there's a little staple there, holding it all together. That was all for the box. So it says, sew in method. Pin zipper into place along edge of work on wrong side. Use a tapestry needle and yarn. Sew zipper to knitted piece with a line of back stitches along the loose weave channel, making sure to keep the work flat and evenly tensioned. Okay. Then on the other side, we have knit and crochet instructions. So let's look at the crochet instructions because that's mostly what I do, right? So for crochet, it says using a crochet hook 3 millimeters or smaller. So that means you're definitely going to want to pick up a smaller crochet hook, even if you're using this for, say, attaching it to something like a Bernat blanket, which you would never use a 3 millimeter hook with. 3 millimeter hooks are pretty small. So you're going to want to either look for your smallest standard crochet hook, or you may need to invest in a steel needle, one of the thread needles. 3 millimeters, is pretty small. That's a pretty small hook. So we insert hook into the loose weave channel from the right side to the wrong side. So probably from the zipper tab side down. And then along the zipper teeth, approximately a 1/4 inch from the zipper stop. Okay. Then we hold the yarn beneath the zipper, pull up a loop, insert hook into woven channel, and just above the last insert and pull up a loop. Draw this loop through loop on hook. Okay, I think I've got it. Basically, the way they have you doing this is the same way you would do surface crochet. So I have a surface crochet tutorial. It doesn't feature these yarn zippers, but it's essentially just kind of crocheting right along the top of the fabric, almost slip stitching right along the top. So with all that said, let's see if we can see those channels. Here's the zipper. Let's see, does this one have, okay, it is a stopped zipper. Right there. So it does have a stop at the end. So if you're a sewist or you do a lot of sewing, you might know I'm talking about. Some zippers will just come all the way apart, like cardigan or something like this one does have a stopper in it right there. And it's a little easier. It's actually really easy for me to see from this side because I'm holding it against the light. But there is a channel right there. Trying to think, how can I get this to show up for you guys? Maybe if I have something really dark. Let me pull up my piece of purple paper here. There we go. See if this will make it a little easier for you guys to see. It's hard. It's so hard to show here on camera. This is going to be a challenge for filming tutorials, I think. But there is a line right there. Can you guys see it? Right along there where the weave of the fabric in the zipper is just, it's real loose. It's not that super tight cotton twill. I don't know if it's actually cotton, polyester, whatever it is. Right here, there's another channel right here. And if you were sitting on this side of this light, it would be so much easier to see. But let's see. Oh, you know what? Maybe I've got a small hook here that I can push through. Of course, I don't have one that tiny right next to me, but, oh, here we go. The joy of live. I'm going to take a yarn needle and see if we can show just, of course, this is a big yarn needle, but right there, there's like a little channel where it's sort of just strings back and forth. So it's tight. It's not super loose, but it's definitely loose enough to easily get your crochet hook through and secure in your zipper with your crochet hook or for knitting. Now for the knitting instructions, I'm curious because we know with crochet, we can just put our crochet hook right through there and do our surface crochet, sort of slip stitch right across the top. But for the knit, you're going to also want to use a crochet hook. That's what I suspected. Knitters have to use crochet hooks to do some of the things that they like to do, and this is one of those things. So if you're a knitter and you want to use these, you're also going to need that 3mm or smaller crochet hook. But I am really excited about these. Like I say, there's a 9-inch length and a 22-inch length. Let's go ahead and open the 22-inch length in the black and see if that has anything real different to it. I don't imagine it will. Let's see. Okay, also has a stopper. Good to know. But this one, it looks like, because the white one, I don't know that they come apart. Yeah, this stopper is sort of in there permanently. You could cut it off if you wanted to, but it doesn't have sort of thing like a cardigan where you would cinch it back together. You know what I'm talking about when you put your zipper on a cardigan and then you can zip it. This one, if we look at the bottom of it, does. This one has like a cardigan or jacket opening, it looks like, where we could pull it all the way down. Yep, and then they actually come apart. So the 9-inch length has a permanent stopper at the bottom. The 22-inch length does come apart. So again, if you need one that does come apart, you can buy the 22-inch length even if you don't need a full 22 inches, and then you just cut off what you don't need from the top. So that's how you adjust those for the proper length and why it's so long, right? But this is another great option. And of course, it's got that channel. Is it a little easier to see? It is. It's a little easier to see in the black. You can kind of see that difference in the fabric right there. And right there is where your hook or needle are going to go. So I am really excited by these. These just really open up so many possibilities. There's been similar products before. I've tried using, there was a sharp crochet hook that was sold for a while, probably still is, that has a real sharp point to it that you were supposed to be able to use to poke through sort of standard zippers. But I think this is going to make it a whole lot easier to add zippers to your crochet and knit projects. Definitely crochet. Knitters who know how to use a crochet hook, you'll be able to do it too. And of course for sewing, if you're someone who just likes to hand sew their zippers on, this is going to be really handy too, because now you've got that channel to sort of guide your stitching. So hopefully it will help make your stitching a little easier and straighter as well. So I hope you guys will check those out. Again, I've got links to all of these things up on today's blog post. We've got, yes, the squares, the new long cat door draft stopper. That video will be up Friday. Of course, we've got the bucket hat now has its tutorial up. And of course, our matching patterns, designs by Key. Again, be sure to check her out. She's fantastic, as well as all of our wonderful giveaways. And hopefully I will see you August 7th during that live on the Yarnspirations Facebook page. And I think that's about it for today. I've been yammering at you for about half an hour, so I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you all again soon. Bye bye, everybody.